Florida law. Ask an attorney, just give him a call.
This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now in Tampa. Call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. It's open for you. If you have a legal question, I'd be more than glad to try to help you, get you pointed in the right direction, maybe give you a little peace of mind. So if you have a legal question, it can be about wills, trust, probate, trust administration, probate administration, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates, living wills, can be about family law, real estate law, can be about traffic law, next door neighbor problems, on the job problems. Whatever your question might be, I'll be glad to try to tackle it. If I don't know the answer, we'll let you know that, but we'll give you a resource and make a little extra effort to try to help you if you come up with something I haven't been exposed to yet. And anyway, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. I'm speaking at a hospice event Tuesday night in Clearwater. It's open to the public. If you'd like more information about that, you can certainly be talking about end-of-life issues, wills, trust, probate, living wills, healthcare surrogates, all that. And there'll be a panel of speakers there with an audience, hopefully. So if you'd like to come, you can reach out to my office with more information about that. Everyone's welcome to that. It's 1-800 is the office number. Well, let me give the Pinellas number since it's in Pinellas County. It's 586-3306, extension 200. Phone lines are open. So, hey, if you have a problem you've been worried about this week, couldn't sleep a little bit, something bothering you, you want to know your legal rights, you want to know the legal situation you might be in, you want to know a possible outcome, give us a call. 877 is the toll-free number, 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open at 877-943-9673. We can help you in any way, be more than glad to give it an effort. Every week we talk a little bit about, in between calls, we talk about estate planning and talk about your options that you have. Oh, by the way, this coming week, also on Wednesday night, I believe, we're doing a seminar at Ruth Chris. Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And again, if you want more information about that, how to make a reservation for that, just call our toll-free office. We'll call our local number in Pinellas, 586-3306. Tuesday morning, just thinking about my schedule next week, I'll be speaking in a mobile home park, 4 Lakes, in Polk County. So we'll have an early 8:30 meeting there, and looking forward to that. If you need a speaker for a group, hey, I'm available. Love to do that. I usually have 2 or 3 speaking engagements a week somewhere. Love to come to your group. This past Monday, I stayed in Pinellas County to spoke at the National Federation of Retired Federal Employees. Had a lunchtime talk there. So lots of groups need speakers come in, answer legal questions, talk about legal topics. If you would like to arrange that, and I do that all over the state of Florida, actually. From Jacksonville to Daytona to Orlando to Pinellas, Hillsborough. Our toll-free office number for that is 1-800-226-3529. Let's go to our first caller, Mark in St. Petersburg.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Mark.
I have a disabled son and want to know the difference between guardianship and power of attorney, and how that affects me. He's turning 20, and he's incapable of making too many decisions on his own.
All right, Mark, could he look at me for a minute or two with some focus? And if I ask him, do you want your father to be your power of attorney? Would he understand, just
No.
even on a minimal basis, would he understand what I'm asking, and would he understand
You
that
want my
concept?
father to be my boss? Yes, he would say yes.
Okay, well, I could put boss in the word, in the sentence, along with power of attorney. If he has a minimal amount of ability to understand that, the easy way and less expensive way is to do the power of attorney.
Okay.
If you do the guardianship, you can be looking at $3,000 to $5,000 probably to set up a guardianship, and then there's ongoing situation there. If he on a good day could have the minimal, I could have a conversation with him, and I could just glean a little bit of focus and understanding that he'd be signing a legal document that would make you his power of attorney, I'd probably do it just to save you all that money.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be worth an effort to take him to an attorney's office and try to get a power of attorney done.
Okay. How does that if he would be in public and and have a meltdown and break something or hurt somebody?
No, it doesn't make you responsible for his actions.
Okay.
Now, if he has a history, let's say, of being in public and someone gets injured, on multiple occasions in the past.
Oh. That's never happened, but he has broken windows. He has flipped over a desk at school. He has taken a copier and dropped it on the ground in anger. Things like that have happened. But no one, one time in a race he bit me. But other than that, nothing,
Well, if you have a reasonable expectation, if you took him somewhere, he would do something like that.
No.
You could possibly be responsible. Mm-hmm. But if it's a rare thing and seldom happens, I don't think you would be.
Okay.
Somebody could always make the argument, though. You should have known. And it's because you did this or that, he reacted such a way you should have known. There's always that argument. Mm-hmm. But in general, when someone gives you a power of attorney, you're not then responsible for their actions.
Okay. Are you responsible for their actions in guardianship?
No.
Okay.
No, there are circumstances where you could be, but I will say it's unusual.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right, that's a good question. You're listening to Ask an Attorney all about Florida law. I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The phone lines are open. The whole idea of this show is to help you, and by helping you, we're helping other people who are listening. A lot of people have legal situations they're not even aware they're in a legal circumstance of some type, and they hear us talk about it. And that last caller, for example, maybe there's somebody in your family that's not doing too well for various reasons, health or mental issues. They should definitely have a power of attorney. They should definitely have a health care surrogate. Somebody should be there almost on a standby situation to be able to help people, help you. You can't. If you do nothing, you just set yourself up to be declared incompetent one day, because at some point you might not be able to understand a legal document. And basically the law is, even making a will, there really just has to be minimal understanding of what you're doing. You have to understand you're signing the legal document, you're understanding the consequences of the legal document. In a power of attorney, you're just signing for help. You're giving someone the power to do things for you. With a will, you have to have minimal understanding of the nature of your estate. What do I own? What is it worth? Who do I want to give it to? If you can get by those just basic minimal requirements, then that's the attorney's call. If you're in my office and I'm looking at you and you have some focus and I can ask you questions and you can respond to me, looking directly at me and respond to me, and I know that you understand what I'm saying, and I know you understand what you want to do and the consequences, and I would do the document. So let's go to Tony calling from Middleburg.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Tony, believe it or not, I know where Middleburg is.
Awesome.
We go from Tampa to Jacksonville, and we go through Gainesville and up Route 16 there. So I see the turn sign on how to get there. So I've even driven through it once or twice.
All right, excellent. I have a situation where I helped my daughter purchase a car. Unfortunately, it's in Tennessee, and it's been since November. And initially, they sent the title application to me here in Florida with the wrong information, so I was never able to execute it. I've been in communication with the dealership, and basically, we're at the point where it's gone through 2 temporary tags and is basically untagged now, and I'm not getting any movement towards getting a tag. I didn't know if that was a issue I could take to small claims, and if so, would I take the dealership or the general manager by name?
Well, the dealership is in Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
So I can't practice law in Tennessee and don't really know the small claims court procedures and amounts there. But in Florida, I would say yes, you would take it to small claims court and you would sue the dealership.
Okay. Well, I can.
Now, in Florida, to sue a corporation, you have to have an attorney, though. I'm not sure what it would be in Tennessee. But I think the answer to your question is if you've done everything you can possibly do yourself, and you still don't have a good result and not much is happening, then it's time to get help. And I would have an attorney. Maybe just an attorney writing a letter would take care of it.
Right.
So I'd hire an attorney in Tennessee, in the county where the dealership is. And maybe the attorney can just make a phone call and say, hey, you guys really messed this up. This client didn't get good service, can't even drive the car. Do you really want to go to court about this, or do you just want to fix it? I mean, sometimes I just pick up a phone in my office while the client's there and see if I can make a phone call on something like that just to get it fixed.
Okay. All right, well, we'll pursue that route. That was in our thinking as well.
All right, Tony, thanks for calling.
All right, you have a good day.
All right, you too. You're listening to Tony. There was probably listening on 600 The Answer in Jacksonville. The station carries a program. I broadcast from there quite often as we come to the Jacksonville office to meet with clients and do the radio show there in Jacksonville on Saturday. And let's go to our next caller. Let's give out the phone number. If you have a question, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Let's go to Robert in Jacksonville.
Hi, good morning, Joe.
Hey, Robert, how are you?
Yeah, I got 2 questions. Is there a better life estate than a ladybird? And my other question is, how does a nursing home wind up getting your house?
Well, in Florida, let me answer the second one first. In Florida, the nursing home is not going to get your house if it's your homestead.
Oh.
The homestead is a non-countable asset when you're applying for a Medicaid application. You know, if you're, and that's really non-countable. So you can. Are you married?
No, I'm a widow.
All right, but your homestead is totally exempt, so that can be left to family members without subject to the claims of creditors. As far as the ladybird deed, I really prefer most of my clients to do a living trust to avoid probate rather than using the ladybird deed to avoid probate. They both would avoid probate, but with a trust, see, the ladybird deed is like just putting a paid-on-death beneficiary on an account. Nothing happens until death. The person that you put in charge of your estate might have to take action concerning your property while you're living. And if it's inside a living trust, they could do so, whereas a ladybird deed, nothing really happens until you pass away.
But if I put somebody's name on a ladybird, and when I pass away, they automatically get the house, right?
Yeah, in the ladybird deed, you can name a remainder interest. But, both of the purpose of doing either one of those is to avoid probate. When you do a living trust, you're also avoiding any guardianship and giving power to to deal with the property while you're living for your benefit. And it's just a choice. I mean, you could certainly choose to do a ladybird deed if you want to, but when I'm sitting down with a client explaining the difference, usually most of them, once they hear all the things I have to say, would choose a trust as opposed to a ladybird deed.
Oh, okay. All right. Joe, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. If you have a legal question, you have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and let's go to Delton, calling from Tampa.
Yeah, I'm calling in reference to a trailer park that I live in, and it's my trailer in the park, and I just rent the lot. Now, my understanding was if the trees and anything around my trailer is not my responsibility, it's the responsibility of the manager. Is that?
Well, if you don't own the lot and they own the lot and you rent, yes.
Okay, well, what they did, because, the hurricanes they have here in Florida, sometimes there's some damage, and my thing is, I got these trees around my place. They put up notice in the little bulletin board here in the park saying any future damages to anything around your property, the property that you're renting, the trees or anything you have damage, we're not responsible. Now, where does that leave me?
All right. Do you have any dangerous trees at the moment?
I've got one. What we just recently, this last weather, they went ahead and took care of the tree that came to the limb. But then that tree is showing stress, and it could fall when the next storm. Who knows? And then I got another tree on the other side here. It's got a limb over my trailer that I, could fall, have a problem one of these days. But I just don't feel I should have to be responsible for their trees. It don't belong to me.
Yeah, but you have insurance on your property, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the best thing you could do is probably hire a tree expert type of person, person who just generally cares for trees. Get them to come out and look at them, and then get some correspondence from them in writing that the tree is under stress, using your words, and is a danger to your home. Then you send the homeowner, associate, the management of the trailer park, this letter that you're concerned for your safety based on this letter that says this tree is in imminent probability of causing damage to you or your property.
Right.
And see if you can't crank up the pressure to get them to do something about it.
Oh. Well,
that would be what I would suggest you try.
Is that it? Okay. Well, that sounds like a good idea. I can do that, I guess.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. Been practicing here in Florida since 1981. Been doing the radio show since 1984. I think it's the longest running continual program in Florida. We're here every week just to help people understand the law, understand their rights, and answer their legal questions and concerns. You have a toll-free number to call me at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Hey, you can also watch the show. Probably the best and easiest way to do it is just on WeBeam TV. So if you want to go online and check out WeBeam TV, just look for Ask an Attorney. There's a live video feed running right now. We also, on our 3 Facebook pages, would love to join with you on Facebook. And Facebook is beaming the show right now as well. And you can go to my Ask an Attorney page, or my law office's Joseph Pippen page, or maybe even my personal page. And if you'd like to connect with me on Facebook on one of those pages, or LinkedIn, very active on both of those social media sites, and we'll be glad to join up with you. If you would like to call the show, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. And phone lines are open to take your legal question. Hopefully your legal question would help a lot of other people who might be listening. And let's go to our next caller, who's Bob in in Bradenton.
Hello.
Hey, Rob.
How you doing this morning?
My producer spells the name of your city as Bradenton.
Bradenton.
I know. I'm just telling you how it looks on my screen. It's Bread. I think he's hungry. He's thinking about bread. All right, what can I do for you?
Well, this is my question.
Hey, don't. My producer's looking at me, but I didn't give them your name.
Rob.
No, I was thinking. I'll go ahead.
Anyway, my question is, about a year and a half ago, our condominium was broken into by a rat. It got up through the outside eave of the house, got into the attic, ripped apart the pipes, the insulation on the pipes for the air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the condominium association came in and they fixed everything, right, except the pipes up in the ceiling in the attic. And we didn't know the rats had done that. But when I went up into the attic a year later, I found the damage. So it's a year after they repaired the outside of the house and got the rats out, but they didn't fix the pipes, the insulation on the pipes that they chewed through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question is it their responsibility or is it my responsibility to have those pipes repaired in the attic after the rats got in?
So they denied any responsibility for fixing that?
They haven't denied it yet, no.
I would say it's on the outside of your inside walls, so I would say it's their responsibility.
It's their responsibility.
Well, I would argue that. I mean, you have condo docs that go into who's responsible for what? Have you looked at those?
We do, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it looks like everything outside is their responsibility and everything inside is my responsibility. But the damage wouldn't have occurred unless those holes weren't in the outside of the house.
Yeah.
The holes were in the outside.
Well, they
of the
already
house.
fixed, though, at their expense, some other things up there, but they just didn't re-insulate it.
Well, they didn't realize that the damage was there at the time.
Yeah. But they did go up there and fix it, which was on the outside of your inside wall.
Correct.
But on the inside of the outside wall, house
right.
wall.
Exactly.
I would say, look, you went up there and you did a halfway job. You have to watch what you say on the radio. A halfway job here, and you didn't fix it completely. So let's get the whole job done. You can't go in there and just do it halfway.
Right. Well, and I'll get back in touch with the condo association.
There you go.
The other question I had was, I had a home invasion. The neighbor next door got drunk one night and smashed through my front door and came right into my home. Well, he got arrested, thrown in jail for a month, and they evicted him. But I had to pay for the door. I paid for everything. I just wanted the guy gone. It's been a year since that's happened. I didn't do anything about that, really. I just let it go.
Yeah, unless he was a known home invader, so to speak, they probably aren't going to be responsible.
There you go.
But if they did a proper screening, do they screen everybody before they come in there?
No, they did not screen him.
Did they screen?
He parked the shopping cart in the parking space where he moved in and said that was his car.
Wow.
And this is a nice complex too.
Well, you should bring up the next condo meeting that get them to explain the screening process of people they allow in there.
Well,
because if they didn't screen it and the guy had a criminal record, you might be able to make an issue out of that.
Well, I'll give that a shot then.
Yeah, stir things up.
I appreciate you taking my call.
All right. Let's go to Bill in Jacksonville.
Hey, good morning, Joe. I wanted to expand a little bit on a caller that you had earlier. You have a great show, by the way.
I'd love to get help with questions, so go right ahead.
Florida is one of 19 states in the country that follow what's called the heir. I'm in the tree business. Follows the heirs of the land law, and so just any tree guy won't do for this person. It needs to be a state certified arborist. They have credentials that they can provide. They'll give him a form That form, then he can, they'll fill out and stamp, and then he can send that to the trailer park ownership. That's generally enough to get them to take action. But even if they refuse to, that form's then provided to his homeowner's insurance corporate company. It still doesn't mean that they're required to take the tree down. What it does start is a chain of events that should the tree fall on his property, then his homeowner's insurance will then go after the insurance, the liability insurance for that trailer park. And that statement's good for all renters. If a renter has a renter's insurance policy, if they get a form from a state-certified arborist saying that the tree is distressed, then they'll be able to use that should the action come in the future where they have to file a claim for, a tree coming through their roof.
Are the counties in Florida of any assistance when someone reports a dangerous tree? Or does it just depend on where it's located?
No, even Duval County is on record a few years back. A young kid was playing under a tree in the north side of our town, and he was playing basketball out on a city street. A known dangerous rotten tree was hanging over it, and it just happened to be a bad coincidence. The tree broke and fell on them while they were playing. He's now paralyzed, and Duval County had to settle out of court, even though they had been notified more than 20 times that the tree needed to be removed.
So what about trees on easements?
Trees on easements, you have to find out who has the legislative right to the easement, whether it's a homeowners association or whether it's let's say it's a county drainage ditch, then the county would have easement. But the heirs of the land law goes like this. If you put a clear plexiglass box around your property from the ground all the way to the sky, anything that penetrates into that box is your responsibility under all circumstances except for 3. If you were to cut that penetration and it threw the tree into decline, you would be in violation. If you were to cut that penetration and it caused it to become unstable and possibly do damage, let's say it threw it out of balance, then you would be responsible. Or if you cut that tree and caused it to die, then you will be responsible. Those 3 rules.
Yeah.
So you can't cut, trim, or cause it to go out of balance if it enters your box. But if it enters your box, the nice thing to do is to notify the people that have responsibility for the trunk or the tree where it originates and say, hey, I'd like to trim this back. And if they say no, well, then you have the option. You can trim it anyway. But if they say yes, then that makes for a good neighbor.
Yeah. I had a pine tree, one of my tall pine trees fell over into my neighbor's tree. So being the type of neighbor I am, I called a tree person to come remove the tree, even though I have another neighbor whose tree fell onto my property during the hurricane. And he started telling me the law about how responsible I was to, clean up the tree, his dead tree or his fallen tree on my property. So, there's some good neighbors and bad neighbors, I would say.
Yeah, you probably don't have much to do with that neighbor that left you to clean up his tree, do you?
No, I don't.
It's all about how long you want to live next door to them and how good you want to be as a neighbor.
Well, I've forgiven him, but I don't hope he never gets in my path. But anyway,
thanks for taking my call today.
All right, that's very helpful. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Bill in Citrus County.
Hello.
How are you? We got 2 bills in a row.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I had a motorcycle accident, and the adjuster said that my motorcycle was totaled out, but they would pay me damages for it, minus the salvage cost, minus the tax I paid for it, not to keep the motorcycle. But I wouldn't be able to reinsure it, but I could get a salvage title. And I wanted to know if I could get a salvage title and get insurance too, or what is the procedure there, or is it absolutely impossible to have it reinsured after I have it repaired? Because I've had it 15 years and I don't want to lose the motorcycle, and the damage is not that much, but the prices that they charge in these dealers for repairing Harley-Davidson motorcycles is very expensive. So
have you called more than one insurance company?
No, I call the insurance company that I have my.
Yeah, I know, but they want to want to get you out of the tie. They want to make an agreement with you But it's nice of them to let you keep the bike. But I think if you call another insurance company, I think you might be able to find an insurance company to give you insurance. But I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
Well, what they do is when it's totaled like that, you have to turn over the title to them, and minus the salvage cost, which is like $1,500, I can keep the motorcycle. But then I won't have a title. But he said I could repair it and obtain a salvage title by having it inspected by the state, and then I could not be able to insure it. Is that correct?
You know, I don't know. I must confess I don't know the answer to that. I would call another insurance company, not the one you're dealing with. I would call another insurance company and ask them if you had a rebuilt bike, could you get if you have instead of a salvage title, maybe you could just rebuild the bike. And you can get past the salvage and just if you completely rebuild it, I would think you should be able to get a title and have insurance on it.
Okay, well, I'll do that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll call another insurance company. I'm sorry I don't know the answer to your direct question, though.
Okay, thank you.
All right, if you have a legal, maybe we get some more help out there from the audience. Maybe we have an insurance person who's experienced that before and can answer that question. All right, if you have a question, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. A little bit more than 15 minutes left in the show. Give us a call. Why worry about some legal issue that you have? If I can help you, I will. If I can't, we'll try to get you an answer. And also have a bunch of people listening who might be able to chime in with an answer to help us with that as well. If you'd like our free estate planning poster sheet, it's a full-size poster sheet on estate planning. It's got, this is something I give out to all of my speaking engagements. Everybody gets one of these. So, if you're interested in having a speaker, I'd be glad to help you come do that. It's a full-size poster sheet with 5 articles on estate planning. Has 3 options in estate planning. It has diagrams on probate cost and how trusts work. If you'd like this, it's absolutely free. I'd love to mail it to you. You can get it one of 3 ways. You can call our toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. You can email me your name and address at Joe, at attypip.com. You can text me your name and address at 727-667-3967. And if you'd like the free estate planning poster sheet, I'll be glad to get it out to you. If you're thinking about doing some estate planning, we don't charge anything for a first meeting to review existing documents. We have a flat fee schedule on our website. Almost everything we do on estate planning, www.attypip.com. Let's go to Jay in Bradenton. Hey, we got that spelled correctly this time.
Good,
hey, Jay.
that's what I was making sure. Just making sure I got it right this time.
All right. Did you help him spell it?
I did, actually.
Oh, all right. Very good. What can we do for you?
And so I'm going to pass the baton to you. I am considering doing some trust work, and I have a liability umbrella policy that once I change my residence out of my name and into the trust's name, I know that I'm good with homestead exemption, but what about insurance policies? Do I need to get a new policy under the name of the trust?
Hey,
or can I continue under my name? Or should I put the deed in my name and in the trust's name as joint owners?
All right, here's what we do. We create the trust. We do a quitclaim deed from you to you as trustee of the trust. We don't record that deed, though, because we don't need to, and you and the trust are the same entity.
Okay.
So recording the deed becomes important when you die or maybe become incapacitated to when the next trustee takes over.
Okay.
So I usually tell my clients, let's not record the deed now. You pass away one day, your successor trustee will come in, will follow your will at that time and record your deed at that time when they need to take possession of the property and do something with it.
All right. So as far as the insurance company is concerned, I'm still the owner.
Yeah, well, you and the trust are the same entity, so we're not really changing the ownership.
All right.
And that's how we do that. All right.
Perfect. All right. Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Let's go to Ellen in Clearwater.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, and you?
Oh, I don't know. It depends what you tell me.
Do you want a truthful answer, or do you just want for me to make you feel good?
I said that to my boss one time when I was late.
Yeah.
And he goes, "How come you were late?" And I said, "You want the truth or you want a lie?" And he goes, "The truth." I said, "I was listening to a Stevie Nicks album and I wanted to hear the other side." I said the lie is my car wouldn't start and I had to wait for AAA because I lived 45 minutes away.
And you still have a job?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What can he do? He told me to tell him the truth.
All right. Well, there you go. It's totally his fault.
I mean, just like, oh, okay. My question is, when you get a trust, I'm headed that way. I keep thinking these questions before the consultation.
All right.
Okay? When you get a trust, do you also get a will?
Yes, you get what's called a pour-over will. So it's P-O-U-R, pour over. What the will does is catches the loose ends of assets you don't put in the trust and leaves it to the trust. And the pour-over will also authorizes a list called a separate writing where you can itemize jewelry, furniture, knickknacks, and collectibles and so forth.
Okay. Now, if someone, I'm thinking of taking someone to court, but I know they have a trust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Does that mean I will never get anything because you said trusts don't get filed?
No. You sue him and get a judgment. You can get to assets inside a trust. The type of trust that people do for asset protection, and most people don't do these, by the way, is an irrevocable trust. So if you have an irrevocable trust, you've actually given away the assets and you don't own and control them anymore.
Okay.
But if you sue a person that has a living trust, there are certain things that are exempt that you can't take, like the homestead. We talk about that all the time.
Okay.
But his checking and savings account, he owns and controls and is for his benefits, so you can reach those.
Okay, unless I put payable on death.
Well, you could reach those too. Inside a trust is better than paid on death because the successor trustee can get to the money for your benefit while you're living but incapacitated.
Okay. Okay, and then, I forgot the last question. I'll talk to you next week, I guess.
All right, great.
Okay,
all right.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Let's go to Deborah in Bel Air.
Good morning.
Deborah, you didn't tell my producer that Bel Air has an E on the end of the spelling of that city.
He blew it again, huh?
Yeah. Like Bellair.
No.
Yeah?
No.
So I think everybody that calls you, just tell him how to spell the city.
Oh, got it. Unfortunately, a year ago, actually today, my younger brother passed away on his birthday, and unexpectedly.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Thank you. And he did not leave a will. He was married, but at the time before he was married, he didn't have enough money to buy a ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I was divorced, and I had a beautiful engagement ring and wedding ring, and he asked me if he could buy it. So I said, well, sure. I loved him to pieces, no problem. He goes, I'll have to pay you in increments. I said, not a problem. Well, that was 9 years ago, and I never received a penny. He left no will. His wife will not speak to me. In fact, when he passed away, she didn't even call. She had a stranger who I did not know call and tell me that he had passed. And my question is, I have the original receipt and the original appraisal, and the wedding band was made out of some gold from my mother's and father's wedding ring, which always held sentimental value for me, so that's why I let him use it.
Mm-hmm. Did your brother sign a promissory note or anything?
No. You know that old adage, family is family.
All right, and how much do you think the ring was worth?
In 1984, the appraisal was $4,500 for the diamond and $2,600 for the band. So God knows what it's worth today.
Yeah, just thinking, I think you don't have a promissory note, and you don't have any proof of payments he might have made. I know you told me he didn't make any payments.
No. But I do have the receipt and the appraisal.
Yeah, you have the price of the ring. So, and how long ago did your brother die?
A year ago today.
See, what you'd have to do is you would have to open your brother's probate estate with no assets other than this ring that's of an issue, right?
I don't believe he has a probate estate.
No, he doesn't. That's what I'm saying. You'd have to open one up.
I could do that.
You could, but I'm not sure you're going to be successful in getting, the money for the ring or even the ring back.
Money? There's a couple things that he has, and because I wanted just a little bit of his ashes. No.
So he was married or not married? I didn't.
Me?
No, your brother was married?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's she and I never did get along, so.
Well, his wife, did he have children?
No.
Okay, so his wife is entitled by everything by law under the statutory will scheme of things.
Even though I have the receipt and.
You don't have any proof that he owed you money.
No. See, I'm not interested in the money.
I know. No, but I'm the ring.
Right.
You don't have a lien on the ring, so to speak. You didn't have a promissory note. Not that a promissory note would be a lien anyway. If I were you, I think you're not going to be successful.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah, so if it were me, you could spend money. You could open up his estate, be appointed his personal representative, although the wife could challenge that and she would be the personal representative. I just don't see a clear path without you risking some money, maybe several $1,000s to get this started and still not be successful and be out a couple $1,000s.
It's like that's all I have left of anything. It'd almost be worth it. But I guess no good deed goes unpunished, Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry about your brother.
Forget about it.
Well, I think if it were me, sometimes I like to just answer questions that way. If I think it was me, I probably would.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. We have about 7 minutes left in the show. We have time for you to call. We have open lines right now at 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. And phone lines are open. Hey, if I can help you in any way, we have a toll-free office number that you can call. There's no charge for the first appointments, and we have 20 office locations, several in Jacksonville, several in Pinellas, Hillsborough, Polk counties. We have offices in Claremont, Leesburg, the Villages, and we have offices in Lakewood Ranch. We have offices over a good part of the state. And we don't charge anything to review existing estate planning documents or have discussions with you about your options in estate planning. Our toll-free office number is 1-800-226-3529, 1-800-226-3529. If you would like to email me, my email address is joe, Joe, @attypod.com. PIP.com. If you would, we have a caller coming in here, so let's go to Dave in Clay County.
Hi, listen to your show every Saturday.
Well, great.
I love it.
Thank you.
But I have a question. During the last hurricane, I live on Lake Asbury in Clay County.
Okay. Yeah, I know where Clay County is actually too. So, and my producer did know how to spell Clay, so that's very good.
All right. The question I have is during the hurricane, there was washout as soon as you go in my driveway, and I called the county on it, and the county came out and they told me that I'm responsible from the edge of the road all the way in. And I asked how that is possible, since when I bought the house, it shows an easement there that that the county's responsible for.
Well, you own the property, they just have an easement.
Yes, but I mean, going into my drive, they did concrete all the way down to go underneath my driveway, and then on the other side, there was nothing. So all that rainwater washed down in and took a turn and washed out the side of my property and part of my driveway. Now, they did come out and they put like big chunks of concrete to try to keep it to go straight to go further down into the ravine. But they're saying all that's my responsibility, and my issue with that is they packed it with dirt, and even down in the ravine, you could see where it goes across the road, and there's washout down there, and eventually the road's going to go. And I pointed that out to them, and all they did was come pack it with dirt.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is if they don't fix the other side of my driveway to properly flow that water down into that ravine, it's going to continue to wash out my whole property, and eventually the road's going to go. Is there anything I can do to have the county come out and do that properly?
I think you're probably going to have to meet. That's not a quick answer on a radio show like this, but I think you're probably going to need to meet with real estate attorney that can go before the county commission, kind of lay this out, and I think it's probably going to take an attorney like that to be your advocate to get anything done.
Okay. Have you heard anything? Because the Clay County told me, they said about 10, 15 years ago, they passed a law in Clay County that's saying from the edge of the road that covers the easement. They said that's all the homeowner's responsibility. I've never heard that. It's not.
Why don't you go to talk to a local county commissioner and kind of outlay the property situation with that person, and see if they can recommend something for you, or maybe they could be some help with the county.
All right,
Dave.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Let's go to Michael in Clearwater.
Hey, good morning.
Michael, we have about a minute, though, so we're going to have to probably make this pretty quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to help that guy out with his motorcycle situation.
Yeah, well, please. Yeah, go right ahead.
Is what he's got to do, since the insurance totaled the motorcycle out, he has to get a release form from that insurance company stating that the motorcycle was totaled and he was paid off or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And once he gets that paper, he can go down to the DMV, and he takes the motorcycle with him on a trailer, and he tells them he wants a rebuilt title for that motorcycle.
That's what I told him, kind of, they had to be rebuilt. Yep.
And then he can go get his insurance through a company or through the insurance company he's with, but he has to have a rebuilt title and it'll say rebuilt on that title.
Right.
So if he tries to sell it.
All right. Well, hey, you made me feel good, because I guessed at the answer and I had it right too. So.
Okay, perfect.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one.
All right. Hey, let me go to Keith just for a second. Keith, you there?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you call me on my cell phone on the way out of here, because I don't have time to take your question right now. So it's 727-667-3967.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, wait about 10 minutes. I'll talk to you on the way home today. All right, thank you for listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. Listen every week. We try to help as many people as we possibly can. We'd love to help you. Our toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529. You have a great weekend. So long.